That was one of the things I had. You're quite the living meme, so to speak, in this real estate space. And I'm intrigued. You mentioned before about selling and, as a 19-year-old, and you have this period of time in the real estate game where you're just hustling and calling, pitching people, etc. You said the internet is what made you in this business after you built up all that experience. When was the flip? When did you realize, what year was it that you realized that social media and the internet was the way for you to reach more people?
So I started making property videos. Back then, there was no agency who used to make property videos 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago. They used to laugh at it. Every time I did something, they would laugh at it. Okay? I realized, oh my God, there are so many people that's actually talking about these videos now. It's reaching out to a bigger audience than what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started making more videos, then I had the corporate that would send me out emails, said, you cannot do this, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. And every time I wanted to do something different, they would cut my wings. Please take down that video, do this, do that. But I had already reached out to those people. That's when I knew the power of digital marketing, the power of social media, that it reaches out to so many people and it's for free as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Whenever I start my own business, I'm not going to be like these motherfuckers, because these guys are going to be behind.
Yeah, they're still doing printouts.
And they're like conservative. Because if you look at LA, for example, if you look at people in New York, look at the amount of crazy things they do at open for inspections. They have like dances. They have like violins. They have like, look at $1 million listings. They do some crazy shit up there. And we're so behind conservative. We're not conservative. We're not negative at all. It just hasn't been done before. I'm doing it because it's an advantage to me because nobody else is doing it. They think that they're conservative. People forget that they were 20 once. People forget that they were 30 once. People forget how much of a hustler they were. If they're 60, if they're 50, mate, you started from somewhere. Don't ever forget where you've come from.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Are you aware that, because like what you said before, $1 million listings, you're looking at how those businesses approach marketing. There's a funny, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's an Instagram meme profile called Lords of Property, which you are their poster boy, apparently. I mean, you've made music videos, you've made songs for your properties. Like I said before, on that LJ Hooker listing, there was Brazilian dancers, luxury cars. Are you aware that you're like, you must be aware that people like, because you get people that would tease you about it, but then you get people who would also love it as well. What's that like?
Well, when I go to LA quite often. That's one of my favorite cities, that I actually visit quite often. Prior to lockdown, I was there almost every single year. And if you look at their strategies and if you look at how they sell 40, 50, 60, 100, $250 million homes, look at the way that they market. Like, for example, Josh Altman, I caught up with him while I was there and I talked to his brother and himself quite regularly. They've got these rap videos. They got girls in their bikinis. They got all that shit up there already. And he was the only agent that released it in LA. And I spoke to him. I said, did you get some negative and bad media about it? He goes, that's exactly what I wanted. Any marketing is marketing. I'm a fucking salesman. That's not going to pay my bills. They know me. I don't know them. And they're not going to be for free. That's exactly the look that I went for. That's okay. So LA and all that, it's already been done. I did something similar in here. Look at how viral it's gone.
So who do you look up to in the US?
People, again, like Josh Altman, like Ryan Serhant. Look them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love looking up to those guys. I love looking up to, state agents up there because they're the ones that are pulling in the big bucks. Yes, we don't have those, $100 million homes, $86 million homes, $47 million homes every single day, or $160 million. And I caught up with Mohammed Hadid, the billionaire up there. And he's Egyptian, so we related a lot to him. And I sat down and spoke to him. He's just putting his house on the market, $250 million. Do you know how many haters this billionaire has? Because people want to talk shit. My competition talk shit. You're always going to get people that's going to talk shit. He goes, but when I build, when I do something, I do it for myself. And I only look for that 1% of the population in the whole entire world to pay $250 million for my project. Yeah, imagine what his mindset's like.
This is the most expensive house in the world, right? This is that guy.
No. There was another one whilst I was up there for $800 million.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw this outrageous property in LA that was gunning for the most expensive house in the world. And the build was insane. But yeah, on your point of Lords of Property, it's Originally, I was following and I'm like, oh, fuck, this is funny. But then I started to speak to people in the industry and then I realized like it is quite sad. So, you know, when I spoke to Marty Fox about it, they blocked him. So someone was harvesting his content and then using it to take the piss out of him. And he couldn't even respond to it because he was blocked.
I encourage you to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I encourage him. That's what his life is like. That's all he does.
Yeah.
That's his life. I'm not going to tell somebody else what to do, how to live his own life. But at the end of the day, I know what I'm chasing myself and I know what I'm focused on myself. If he wants to market me, I thank him from the bottom of my heart.
Do you know who it is potentially?
I'm not even interested. I've blocked the guy. I don't even know what he puts out. But one of my staff members sent me the Beach Road video and I looked at him I said, tell the guy thank you for sharing it.
Yeah.
It might motivate one person out there that I'm doing some fucking cardio.